It's another week and another brand new episode on the Granny Panty Podcast. I'm your host, RubyLynne. If you'd like to follow me, you can go to Ruby, RubyLynne, RubyLynne.com. It's where you'll find all things Ruby. Also, I would love for you to support this podcast by clicking subscribe, hitting like, commenting on each episode if you can. You can also find this podcast on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, pretty much everywhere that there's a podcast, you will find us. This week's guest is amazing. She's only been in this business maybe 2 years, a little over 2 years. She is rising to the top fast. She had pro scenes booked within her first 90 days of even entering the triple X industry. And she just continues to get more and more bookings and she's really rising to the top. So let's hear her story. Help me welcome Eliza Rae. In the house this week is Eliza Rae. I am so excited to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I recently was able to connect with you over a separate thing. You made a post on Twitter, and I had followed you for a while, but we had never chatted. And I responded to your post, and then I started to dig deeper. Who is Eliza Rae really? And so that's what I want to chat about today is just kind of talk about your journey. I love that you are also a mature creator. And I use that lightly because you're on the low end of the mature.
I'm like, what is the time frame? The age range there?
So I guess for me, I think of 40 and older as mature.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm pushing it. I'm getting there.
That's what I'm thinking is you're on the baby end of the mature. I'm on the other end. So let's start. I would love to know, how did you get into this business and how long have you been in the adult content creation business?
It was kind of with my vanilla job in a way because I do hair and makeup, and I had some connections because I've been in the swinger lifestyle for about 7 years. And so I had a connection to do hair and makeup for Black Ambush.
Okay.
They used to produce stuff a lot. And through that, I kind of saw behind the mystique of the lens. And I was like, wait a second, I can do this. And I had somebody, a catfish, steal a video.
Oh.
And have it on Pornhub for 3 years.
Wow.
And it had 1.3 million views.
Wow.
And I was chatting with the director of Black Ambush about this, and he's like, just create your own account and, claim it. And of course, as soon as I did, they took it down, and I'd been asking them to take it down for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I ended up, being like, wait a second, people actually like watching me. I like recording me, so why not take control of it instead of be at the mercy of somebody else trying to make a buck off of me? I was like, wait, I can do this. So I started that a little bit, and I hopped on Twitter and started networking and seeing what was out there and kind of putting myself out there, and it just caught some traction. So that was cool.
And how long ago did you get into it?
2021. About September is when I started doing content. And then December 2021, I did my first mainstream.
Wow. That is amazing. That's pretty quick from September to December of
I
2021?
don't know. I didn't know what is or what isn't because
Yeah.
I hadn't been in it for long enough to know.
90 days. That's great.
Yeah,
That
not
is
too
great.
bad.
So, rewinding, how did this person get your video for Pornhub? Was it a private video that you had made with someone?
Right, it was, and within the swinger community, the person that I
Ah,
made the video with had my permission to share it. Yeah.
gotcha. I was just like, did someone sneakily film you or how did that work?
No, no, it was for private viewing pleasure. He's
Gotcha.
actually now a creator on Twitter, so it's funny, like, okay, well, I guess we go way, way back.
Right, right. Well, get those 2257 so you can both legally sell it.
Well, yeah, and he also, like, filled out the model thing and was like,
Mhm.
"Yeah, try and claim it," and all of that, but
Interesting, interesting.
yeah.
So who did you shoot your first mainstream with?
MILF,
Okay.
it was, like, you know how they do the introductory, like, the new MILF person thingy,
Yes.
and, yeah, so
That's cool.
I did a few for them. It
Did
was
you
pretty.
reach out to them or did they find you through Twitter?
I had somebody reach out to me, and they set me up with them.
Okay.
And I didn't realize that they were then now being my agent, like, I was still so green,
Oh, okay.
and they set up quite a few other, shoots for me,
Mhm.
but then I got signed by 101 Modeling, and they got me 0 shoots.
Oh, no.
Everything that I've done, since then has been on my own,
Okay, gotcha, gotcha.
self-booking, trying
Well,
to at least.
that's disappointing.
It is. I think that when you're in a large agency,
Mhm.
I'm not sure how much production companies really like working with them. And
Okay.
then also, it's like a cattle call,
Mhm.
basically. They'll just send out this list of hundreds. Like, they
Right.
will populate their talent list, and here I am, new at 42, 43, now going to be 44. And I when the MILF age range really is in your late 20s through your 30s, that's when I'm seeing those girls as being cast
Yes.
as actual MILFs. And, I just don't have all of those connections really.
Mhm.
And I'm not in LA
Right,
or
right.
Miami. So there's a few things, and I just got put to the very bottom, I'm sure,
Mhm, mhm.
because I've gotten, lots of scenes and people have liked them. So I'm not necessarily sure it's for lack of doing well on set,
Right, right. Well,
but
you're
it is a
still
public.
building.
Yeah.
You're still building at 2 years in. That's pretty new. So I saw
Yeah.
you recently shot for my friend Maestro
Oh
over
my
at Perf
gosh, I
City.
love him. Yeah. He's
I bet
great.
that was a blast.
He's a hoot. He's
Oh, yeah.
he's strict. Like, you got to
Right.
stand like this, and make sure and don't move your body like this. And I was just like, I don't think I can move like that. I'm trying. Like, I don't have a long torso. So, when you're doing the booty shot and you got to
Yes.
turn around, like, I've got like 4 inches of torso to try and turn around, and I'm like, I'm doing it.
I completely understand. I did a studio shoot, once, and they wanted all these things, and I'm like, "I'm 55 years old, like, my body is not gonna turn I can't turn like that," or, like, it was one of those scenes where you're squatting over the
Mhm.
male talent, and doing your and I'm like, "I hope he's strong because he's gonna have to literally hold me up. My knees don't bend like that."
Yeah, yeah. It's hilarious too because I'll look at the other models or the other talents, and they really do have a long torso. They can
Mhm.
turn their whole body back around, and I don't even know if they need to be that flexible. But me,
Right.
I've got to I've got to dislocate my tailbone or something to get it to go back.
Right. Somebody once told me if you're not hurting for the next 3 days after you do a shoot, then it might not be that good. I'm like, "I can't even walk for a week."
Yeah, I'll definitely die from all those pretty girls, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I saw you shot for them, and I thought, "I bet that's fun."
It was a lot of fun, great energy, and very, very fast, like just to
Mhm,
the point. And I've been on
mhm.
set before where it's just like, oh, shooting the breeze here and there, and then,
Right.
okay, well, let's go do this, and then, okay, let's go do this.
Yeah,
And so it ends up being, a full day. But like with him, it was like 2 hours
yeah,
done.
yeah. That's cool. That is
It's
so
2
cool.
hours. Yeah. So I get to go back in May
Oh
and I'm going to be doing DP Diva instead of,
oh, nice.
so
That is
that'll be
cool.
exciting.
That will be exciting. Do you know who your co-star will be yet?
I think it'll be um, Michael Stefano
Mhm.
and maybe Ramon again.
Yeah, Ramon. That's usually, who he uses. That's awesome. Yeah, I had him on the podcast recently, and we talked about how he gets those shots, He's just
Yep.
very talented with the way he shoots and very unique. I mean, he's dominating the DP arena.
Oh, yeah. And I think because he's such a fun character as
Mhm.
well, people want to work with him. So he brings
Yes.
out fun acrobatics and he brings out, like, you just want to
Right, right.
make him happy. So you're just like, I'll do anything.
Yeah, that he is very enduring. That's cool. Yeah, I was excited when I saw that you shot for them. Now, when did you start your OnlyFans? So you got into the adult um, creation arena in 2021, late 2021. Did
Mhm.
you immediately make an OnlyFans, or how did you strategically
Um,
do that?
I think I made one before I even made a Twitter.
Oh,
Because of the process of getting approved, or
mhm.
maybe it was the other way around. I can't remember, but it was very much like almost in sync to
Okay,
it.
okay.
Yeah.
And did it take off right away, or?
No, I still haven't really unlocked the OnlyFans thing because I am so focused. Like, well, because I'm feeding two beasts.
Mhm,
I'm doing my vanilla job and I'm doing this. If I had more time to really spend on it, I know
mhm,
I could really build it up. But for the amount of energy that I give it, I
mhm.
feel like it's doing okay.
Yeah,
You know, yeah.
that's true.
It
And
I
so
knew that I needed to build up a lot of my own content,
mhm,
before I did anything, like, big,
mhm.
because I wanted to have a place for people to come to, and I learned that from Richard Mann. He's like, "Yeah, the mainstream is great. It's good for exposure, it's good for a fan base, all of that stuff." He's like, "But make sure you are doing your own stuff." So,
Right, and that's kinda where I was leading into is that, wondering if you had enough stuff banked up to really get your account going.
um I didn't at first. I was just doing
Mhm.
a lot of just pictures
Right.
and, a little bit of that. It was
Mhm.
it was more of just like an Instagram for me, but
Right,
on the more nude side
right, right,
of it.
right.
And just trying to find my voice or my
Mhm.
vibe or what it was. I thought I'd be more marketing like interracial stuff.
Mhm.
And I thought that would be kind of like what I would get work doing.
Mhm.
And I had zero idea about the whole MILF world. And so now that's kind of like more so where I follow, though most of my content is interracial.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
So that's what you found your niche is that's good. That's good.
They have a lot of, they really love the older ladies. It's strange. I just had no idea. All these little 27-year-olds and so on.
So tell me about how you are balancing your vanilla job and your triple X job because I was in the same boat as you. I worked a corporate, I was a social worker and balanced those two for 2.5 years. And exactly a year ago this month, I've, made the decision once the triple X income outpaced, the social work income and gave that up. And
Yeah.
then what I saw was that my triple X business exploded because then I could really focus on it
Yeah.
and give it all that attention. So talk to us about how you are balancing that. Do you have a shoot schedule? Yeah, kind of tell us about that.
So there's no rhyme or reason. I am literally winging it, screaming, crying sometimes, or feeling very triumphant. Um,
Right?
I am feeling though, like in the last 2 years, I've had a lot of like where I've lived and stuff. I was working in two different cities,
Mhm.
vanilla jobs, and doing this. But now I'm settled in one place. So
Okay.
I'm starting to get my balance. I'm starting to figure out my routine. I've started to, like, I used to run social media for companies just
Oh.
in my vanilla life.
Mhm.
And so I know I need how to do the calendar and stuff like that. I just haven't been at peace in my
Mhm.
home life, and not because of anything except that I've just been not rooted. And
Mhm.
so now that I'm doing that, I'm trying to find a new balance, which is keep to a schedule. Make sure I have probably 20 videos I haven't edited
Wow.
yet.
Wow.
So I finally edited one yesterday and I was so proud. So if I get back into,
Mhm.
I've got 20. So if I release one a week and
Yeah.
then, but I keep, filming 2 to 3 times a month, that's probably about as much as I can do right now.
Okay. Okay. And is
I
that when
also
you say
have
filming, is
teenagers,
that pro scenes or stuff you're doing
both.
both? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm trying to set aside 3 days each month to go out of town
Okay.
and do content or a pro scene. And
Okay.
then on those other days of the month that I have 3 days off a week. On those
Mhm.
other days, I do a lot of photo shoots, and then I'm trying to do maybe one content shoot a week.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, to have 20 weeks worth of new releases, that's great.
Yeah, I just need to buckle down and do it.
Editing is where I fall off as well. It's like I can film stuff and all the but man, to sit down and edit, ugh, there are people out there that'll edit it for you.
I know, and they have offered, and I'm really appreciative of it. I haven't figured out how I want my
Mhm.
stuff out there. I'm still kind of finding what the look is. I
Mhm.
have a logo now, I have a video intro, and then I just realized last night I probably need a video outro with all my links. And
Mhm.
so, I'm just fine tuning stuff, but I love editing. I love creating interesting, like, excerpts and
Mhm.
teasers and things like
Mhm.
that. That's kind of my favorite. I like the marketing side of it
Mhm.
more so than the larger file side of it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah,
Do you think you'll quit your vanilla job at some point?
definitely. Yeah. I gave myself 3 years
Okay.
to build and evaluate where I'm at.
Mhm.
As far as what I need it to look like for me to feel comfortable. I think it's more so just having all of my kids graduated from high school
Gotcha.
and not necessarily having that pressure of, you know, holding the whole fort together. But even like as young adults, I have two adults now and they're still needing me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, I'm the adult? Like, what?
So you're also a busy mom as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
real MILF, thank goodness.
Yeah, I think that that's really kind of a good thing too. I try to be
Yeah.
as genuine as I can on film. Like, unless it's a team skeet where we're just being really over the top silly about step family stuff, which is hilarious and a lot of fun. But
Yeah.
like when I shoot, I really want it to feel genuine.
Mhm.
Like people realize I'm enjoying myself. I'm not
Right.
poor unfortunate me. I have to do this. It's just yay, good for me. It's a great expression and it really brings me a lot of joy and I like performing.
Mhm.
So I think that that comes through and that might be why the people who like me. I don't know.
Right.
Maybe
Well, you're obviously good at what you do. Do your kids know what you do?
they do. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah,
they're supportive? How did they
they
react?
are. Well, they were like, "Yeah, we already knew. Like, you're not
Oh.
very good at hiding it." I and we don't necessarily have I'm not trying to have, like, huge in-depth conversations.
Mhm.
They're not wanting that. I guess if they were to talk to me about it, but it suits me, so it's not
Mhm.
surprising to them.
Mhm.
Um, and I hope that that makes them free too, to be like
Right.
to have conversations with me about their own lives and just, feel like there's no judgment. Whereas like
Mhm.
in the 90s, when I grew up, like it was just hush hush and shame and this and that.
Right.
And so I never want my kids to be in a bad situation because they were afraid to talk to me about it. So hopefully it helps them feel like we can have a more genuine
Mhm.
connection.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
they're just
good.
like, okay, well, have fun. Bye.
Well, and it's so good that you told them
Yes.
that they didn't really find out.
Well,
I've told my story a million. Were you outed?
I don't know. Like they're just like, yeah,
Oh.
we already know. Like,
Oh.
not that I was outed, but they and
Mhm.
somehow they figured it out. So
Right. Right. Yeah, my adult kids, all my kids are grown in their mid-20s to early 30s, and we were outed, let's see, what was it? In 2021. Yes.
mm,
And one of my kids, my son and his wife decided to disown us. So that's been
oh
stressful.
no,
So I'm
I'm sorry.
glad that yours are embracing it. I mean, the rest of our kids are embracing it. They're like, same. They're like, we're not shocked in the least. Like,
Yeah. Well, and I think that our society in general has been leaning towards letting people express themselves
mhm,
differently. And the younger generation is fighting so hard to be like against business as usual that
mhm,
they're just a little bit more open-minded, I would say.
mhm,
um now if it affects their life in some way, if somebody says something, maybe that would
mhm.
change the conversation. Maybe we'd have to
Right,
revisit it because I don't necessarily, I mean, obviously, I don't want them to feel awkward or
right,
disrespected
right.
or things like that. But I've got badass kids, and they've
Yeah.
been standing up for themselves for a long time since they were younger. And we've been through a lot of ups and downs. So I think that we've just put in the work of our relationship
Mhm,
where it has been very rocky before. So this
mhm.
is just small potatoes.
That's cool. That
Yeah.
is awesome. What a
Yeah.
good mom.
Well, you know. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
hard
you
work.
do the best you can.
That's right. That's
You're not
right.
gonna avoid unpleasantness, but
Right, right. So in your triple X career or in the lifestyle, you said you were in the swing lifestyle for many years.
yeah.
Tell me about a time when something didn't go as planned
Hmm,
and what did you learn from it?
gosh. I mean, I would probably relate that mostly to the swinger world where
Okay.
I did a lot of learning about myself.
Mhm.
I think it's more of like I didn't necessarily know what my sexual boundaries were
Mhm.
because I was just hopping into this and I was just like, "Ooh, I'm a free bird. I'm a little unicorn. I'm the princess of the party." Like,
Right.
and I learned how to eh, create my own body autonomy.
Mhm.
I learned how to say no and set a
Mhm.
boundary where but at the beginning I didn't. So there were a lot of situations that were weird. I had a guy set up a gangbang for me and it was
Ooh.
supposed to be like 7 guys.
Mhm.
And I show up and like 3 of the guys couldn't make it. And then 2 of the guys had stage fright. So it ended up just being a threesome. And
Oh,
I was just like, okay, this is a little bit of a disappointment. And then one of the guys like bit my ear, like hard, really, really hard. And it bled a little. And I was like, okay, down. That's enough. And I just got up and left. No, I think that was the first time that like I'd really like when something went so bad, I was just like, I'm just done. We're out.
yeah.
I haven't had that in the mainstream.
Yeah. I was gonna say we've been in the swing lifestyle for about 15 years and oh my god, the stories we could tell. But
Yeah.
yeah, there's always some weird dynamic. Are you still active in the swing lifestyle?
In a way, I have my friendships that I feel like they're I don't know if you know, felt this way, but like when like our group here, they will support you. They supported my vanilla business.
Same. Yep.
They have supporting me like when I was going through problems with my kids when they were young teenagers. They
Mhm.
were reaching out. How can I help you?
Mhm.
Like I've just never felt supported, and these are people I never played with. You
Mhm.
know, I was very
Yeah.
selective, and they still were like just open and accepting and loving and supportive. So
Yeah.
in that regard, yes, I'm still involved in all of that. I've just been so busy. I haven't really been able to go to many events. And
Yep.
then, the underbelly of the swinger world is just the whole testing thing.
Yes. You are
Um,
speaking my language. Yes.
so
Under
I haven't felt comfortable to be
Mhm.
in a play situation with anybody um, randomly.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I get it.
oof, girl, I
We've
was doing that kind of stuff, and I was thinking like, wow, I really dodged
yeah.
a lot of balls there.
Yeah, we haven't actually played with anybody since before we got into the triple X business because we still go to the monthly meet and greets. There's like everybody meets at a
Yeah,
bar and because we love the people, same thing.
yes,
And part of my thing was that once you get into triple X and making content, it's like the testing thing comes up. That had always been a concern of mine. But now I'm like, okay, I want you fully tested. I want you to sign paperwork and I'm going to sell the video.
yeah. Now I don't mind having playtime fun without recording.
Yeah.
But it's got to be really amazing sex to
Right.
have that element to it. And, I even had somebody be like, oh, it's just like these OnlyFans girls. They just stop having fun in their personal life now that they do it. And it's like, no, I'm just being a lot more reserved,
Yeah,
um, because people just give you a hard time for wanting to have proof of testing, and I don't know,
exactly.
it's just weird.
Especially with the new, like the chlamydia outbreak in for the rectal and throat chlamydia.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the thing too that I recently found out by when I had like a yearly checkup with my PCP, and I'm like, yeah, I get tested regularly, but hey, let's just do a full thing. And I came clean and told her what I do, and she's like, your testing that you're getting through a talent testing service is way more thorough than we would do. They don't do those swabs, none of that.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, and there's actually a doctor here who is lifestyle friendly,
mhm,
and she does all of these different testings and gives
mhm,
lots and lots of information and stuff. So that's pretty cool. If I'm going to
mhm.
just do that in my personal life, I still stay tested, but at the clinic or
Right,
at the doctor's office, not talent testing. That's
right,
too
right.
expensive.
Yeah, are you in the Midwest, East Coast, or
I'm in Arizona.
Arizona? Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
it's so pretty there.
it really
Nice.
is. It really is. Don't tell anybody. We don't need any more people here.
That's right, that's right. And there seems to be like a growing creator community in Arizona as
Yeah.
well.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot. And I think I'm going to organize an actual Arizona creator meet and greet networking event.
Oh,
Apparently,
nice.
there's a photography studio here that is
Mhm.
creator friendly, and the
Okay.
owners actually are content creators. And we were thinking about, having it be a photo op opportunity.
Mhm.
Everybody show up in all black. We're not shooting content there, but we'll be doing photos, like sexy photos and things like
Mhm.
that,
Mhm.
and just have it be really classy, and everybody gets everybody's links and sees if
That's
the
nice.
vibe is right, because just because you're a creator doesn't mean I we mesh well.
Right,
We
right.
don't have to record. We don't
Do you
have
know who AZ porn star is, Chris?
I do know who he is
Okay.
on Twitter, but I haven't met him yet.
Yeah, definitely reach out to him. He is
Yeah.
awesome. Highly recommend, and he has created a great network, so for
Yeah,
sure.
it seems like he came onto the scene and just is like shooting up there.
Yes, yeah, I had him on my podcast a few episodes ago, so he's
Oh,
great.
nice.
I've actually shot with him, planning to shoot with him again, at Exotica, so
Oh,
yep.
yay.
Great guy, highly
Good.
recommend.
Okay.
So what is 2023 for you, Eliza? What are you focusing on this year? Any big projects, or what are you
Um,
looking at?
I think for me, it's the year of building consistent branding,
Mhm.
just really honing and sharpening that up. I feel like
Mhm.
I've had 2 years of kind of going all around, and
Mhm.
now I think this year is going to be that laser sharp focus.
Okay. And are you focusing more on pro scenes, building your own fan site?
Ooh, that's hard to say. I want to be open to the pro scenes, but I want to be more consistent with my collabs.
Okay.
That's because that's where the residual is
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We are so much alike because that was my 2023 too, was more and more collabs. And
Yeah.
I made a decision that I go to events. I live in Portland, Oregon. It's dry out here. Like,
Hmm.
there's really no creators that I've found yet that are, in my niche. And so I have to travel to do
Yep.
collabs. And so events for me now are about collabs, not about the event technically.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, it's great. I'm putting in all of my social media marketing and
mhm,
all of that sales and stuff into I'm figuring out what is starting to work for me. So
That's
I
awesome.
feel like this year has already been so much better
Yeah.
than last year. Last year, I was also dating somebody who I didn't realize was really hindering me. It was kind of that
Mhm.
low key, um, holding me back and being not happy about what I was
Mhm.
doing, even though that's how he met me. And
Yeah.
he said he was supportive, but I didn't realize how much because as soon as we broke up and I just started getting focused again,
Mhm.
I made $5,000 in a month
Wow.
just like hustling, doing this and this and that. And I was like,
That's awesome.
okay, now it's time.
Yeah. Stay focused, stay
Yeah,
focused. We
for
don't
sure.
need those guys, right?
I really don't. I don't know why I dealt with that for as long as I did, but
Yep. Water under the bridge.
exactly.
So then one of my other questions, as we start to wind down is how do you stay so gorgeous? What's your skincare routine?
I don't wash my face.
Oh,
Um, I don't do drugs and I don't drink alcohol. And I think, I mean, socially, I'll have alcohol, but really, in
right,
general,
right.
it is not a regular thing. And I do think that that has got to be the main
Yeah.
thing because there's these girls who are really in their 20s, early 30s,
Mhm.
and they just their skin is so sallow and it doesn't have that
Right.
glow. So I think it's skin health from the inside. I
Yeah.
take a lot of vitamins and I drink a lot of water and I get Botox.
You're right. Thank God for Botox, right?
Oh my gosh, I need it. I'm starting to look angry.
Yeah, I do too. It's like events are coming, time to freeze that forehead.
Oh, I know. I know. It's a delicate balance. I tell my lady, I was like, I still need this eyebrow to go up because it needs to be snarky.
I
Yeah,
love it.
kill it. So
I love
yeah,
it.
that's
Well,
that's
awesome.
about it.
So I always like to ask my guests for a granny panty tip of the week. So if you had one tip to give, it can be about anything. It can be about skincare, anti-aging. It can be about the uh, industry, content creation, juggling. What is one tip that you think is important?
Um, One tip that I think is important just to women in general or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people.
Hmm.
Um, Actually, you know what? This is going to be for people who DM. My tip is if you're wanting to be taken seriously for collaborations or things like that,
Hmm.
um, compose an email that is clear and concise. Hi, my name is so and so. I would like to get started. I don't have
Hmm.
much on my links, but here are my links. Here are personal references. Here's
Hmm.
my number. I am always tested. Whatever, all of those
Right.
things. Just make it like a resume instead of
Yes.
like, hey, we should collab.
Oh, yeah.
Like, okay, what does that mean? Like, I would much rather interact with somebody who is professional and shoot with them and they don't have
Hmm.
any following and then have somebody, I don't know, it's just
Right.
I would love for people to just that be the habit of them interacting with us in the DMs. I'll answer a
I
professional
agree.
DM right away.
Hmm.
So
I absolutely agree. Yeah, that whole, "Hey, let's make content." Okay, who are you? Where
yeah,
are you? And
exactly. And then they get
I always
offended if you say that. And it's not like I think I'm big time or anything like that. It's just,
right.
I protect myself and I'm protecting whatever brand I've got, or what
Right.
my physical body.
Mhm.
My energy is so important to me. So I'm not
Right.
just going to collab, even if you have a lot of people following you and it just is not the right,
Yeah.
you know.
I'm
I
like
don't
you. I don't care about following, and I ask every single person for references, and I follow up on those references. I mean,
Mhm.
it's like, or if it's somebody I've I've looked at their Twitter and I'm thinking, "Ooh, I might like to shoot with them." I'll see who they've shot with and message them and say, "Hey, I saw you worked with X, Y, and Z. What did you think? Would you
Yeah.
recommend?" And recently, I've had a couple that the model has said, "Hell no, stay as far away as you can." So I'm like, I'm sure glad I asked. What if I'd have just went, "Oh yeah, he's hot. Let's do a scene."
And I think that there's a balance because there are a lot of people out there who are really taking down a lot of people. Um,
Yes, yes.
and so I try to use my intuition. I trust
Correct.
her quite a bit. And
Yep.
so I take it all with a grain of salt. And
Right.
um,
Right.
yeah, and if I
No,
look at their
you're
content and it's like dark and grainy and it just doesn't like, and I can't even see any pictures of them or their
right.
work, it's hard to know what you're getting into. So
Right.
I would just say,
Exactly.
like, for those who are, there's always somebody saying, I want to become a porn star. How do I do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
That is my tip.
Well, good. I think it's a great one. Thank you so
Yay!
much.
Thank you.
So tell people where they can find you. I will also, like link your website and socials when this goes live, but
Okay.
where can they find
Well,
you?
my website, it's still in baby stages, but it's www.elizarayplays.com. And then on my Twitter, it's Eliza Rae underscore XXX.
Okay.
And I just lost my Instagram account
Oh, oh
yesterday.
no.
Yeah, it's
Oh no.
pretty sad. So I
How
can't
many followers did you have?
The first time I had 10K, and this time I was getting up to 6K. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty sad.
Darn it. Well, just have to figure out what it is that's triggering those
Hmm,
guys.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't figure it out.
Yeah. No, who knows? It's random deletes. We're used to
Yeah,
that. Used to
yeah,
that. But
yeah.
well, thank you so much for making time to be on the show. I know you are
Thank
so
you.
busy,
Well,
and I
thank you for
appreciate
having
it.
me. I appreciate it too.
And I'm glad to meet you and look forward to getting to know you even better.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe we'll see each other at one of these events.
Yeah, I would love that. We can talk about that for sure. Thanks
Absolutely.
again, Eliza, and good luck with everything that you're
Thank
working on this
you.
year.